the name everybody's talking about. The Colorado quarterback, son of the legendary Deion "Primetime" Sanders, just stepped onto an NFL practice field. And he didn't just show up, he showed out. In front of Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, Shedeur unleashed absolute missiles, NFL caliber throws that turned heads, dropped jaws, and left the practice buzzing. Was this just a workout or a preview of the Browns' future? Is Shedeur Sanders already writing the next chapter of his football journey? Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's story is one that has fans buzzing, scouts whispering, and ownership groups taking notes. We're talking about none other than Shedeur Sanders.
Okay, and it's like I said, I think it's unfair to him and unfair to the organization to get into the exact reasons why we felt like reorganizing the personnel group made sense, Terry, so I'll just leave it at that. Everybody talks a lot about structure, and I think structure is important, but I think far more important are these two things: getting the right people.
The rising star quarterback out of Colorado, son of the legendary Deion "Primetime" Sanders. Financially. To really understand why this matters, let's first look at where the Browns are right now. Cleveland made one of the boldest moves in NFL history by trading for Deshaun Watson, handing him one of the richest guaranteed contracts ever. But since then, the results have been complicated. Watson has battled injuries, inconsistency, and questions about whether he can return to the elite level he once played at in Houston. The Browns front office and ownership, especially Jimmy Haslam, have invested heavily in this team, and they're under pressure to deliver results. So when a young, promising quarterback like Shedeur Sanders steps into their building and starts slinging darts, you better believe that gets attention. This isn't just about curiosity. This is about preparing for every possible future. NFL teams don't wait until problems explode. They scout, they plan, and they keep their eyes open for the next big thing, financially. Now, for those who might not know Shedeur's full story, let's rewind. Shedeur is the son of Deion Sanders, NFL Hall of Famer, college football coach, and one of the greatest athletes of all time. But Shedeur isn't just Deion's kid. He's carved out his own identity as a quarterback. He started his college career at Jackson State, lighting up defenses in the SWAC. Then, when his father took the head coaching job at Colorado, Shedeur made the jump to the Pac-12. A lot of people doubted him. Could he handle tougher competition? Could he thrive against Power 5 defenses? The answer was a resounding yes. Shedeur showed poise, accuracy, and leadership well beyond his years. He didn't just survive, he excelled. By the end of the season, analysts across the country were putting his name alongside some of the top QB prospects in the nation. And now, with NFL draft buzz already swirling, appearances like this Browns practice only add to the hype. All right, let's get to the main event, what actually went down at Browns practice. Multiple eyewitnesses and clips floating around online show Shedeur in action, and it was impressive. He was ripping throws with velocity that stood out immediately. We're talking about 20-yard outs thrown on a rope, deep balls with perfect trajectory, and quick-release passes that looked NFL-ready. One throw in particular, a deep comeback route, really had people talking. The timing, the arm strength, the placement, all looked polished. Coaches and players on the sideline reportedly reacted with nods and chatter. You know how it is in practice. When something special happens, you can feel the shift in energy. And here's the kicker. Jimmy Haslam, the Browns owner, was standing right there. Owners don't always come down to watch practice reps up close, but when they do and a young quarterback starts showing out, that's when conversations start happening in those high-level offices. Remember, this wasn't some random workout at a local field. This was in the Browns facility with NFL staff, NFL players, and the owner himself watching. That elevates the significance big time. Afterwards, the buzz was undeniable. You had Browns personnel praising the performance. You had teammates who got a taste of catching his passes, and you had whispers in the media about whether this was just a showcase or something more serious. Some players were reportedly impressed with his composure. It wasn't just about the throws, it was how he carried himself. He looked comfortable, calm, and confident. That's the type of demeanor NFL coaches drool over. You can teach mechanics, you can refine footwork, but you can't teach that natural leadership presence. For a college kid to walk into an NFL environment and look like he belongs, that's huge. And don't forget, every scout, every coach, every owner is always looking for that it factor. Shedeur showed a glimpse of that it in Cleveland. So, what does this mean for Shedeur's future? Well, his draft stock was already rising. Some analysts see him as a potential top 10 pick. If he continues to play the way he has at Colorado and now shows NFL teams in private settings that he's capable of handling pro-level environments, he could push himself even higher. Think about guys like C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, quarterbacks who entered the draft with momentum, hype, and big game performances under their belt. Shedeur is on that trajectory. And let's not forget, the NFL is always in need of quarterbacks. Teams at the bottom of the standings, teams with aging veterans, teams unsure about their future, they're all looking. When Shedeur comes out, there's going to be a line of franchises ready to make a move. Now here's where it gets interesting for the Browns. They're locked into Deshaun Watson financially. His contract is massive, and moving off it would be complicated. But at the same time, winning is the only thing that matters in the NFL. If Shedeur Sanders becomes available, and Cleveland believes he's a future franchise quarterback, could they make a bold move? It wouldn't be the first time. We've seen teams draft quarterbacks even when they already had a starter. We've seen ownership override long-term plans when the right player came along. And remember, Jimmy Haslam has never been afraid to shake things up. That's why Shedeur's performance at this practice is more than just a workout. It could be the beginning of a bigger conversation. Beyond the Browns, this also sends a message across the NFL. Shedeur is ready to step into pro conversations. Scouts talk, clips circulate. Every throw he makes in settings like this gets analyzed and compared. By the time draft season rolls around, he'll be one of the most dissected prospects in years. For Shedeur, this is all part of building a resume. He's showing not just talent, but consistency. He's showing he can deliver when eyes are on him, whether it's a packed college stadium or an NFL practice field with the owner in attendance. That's how you climb from being a good college quarterback to a future NFL franchise leader. So, to wrap it all up, Shedeur Sanders walked into Browns practice in front of Jimmy Haslam and flat out delivered. He unleashed NFL-level missiles, impressed the staff, and left with his draft stock climbing even higher. For Cleveland, it raises questions about their quarterback future. For Shedeur, it was another chance to prove he belongs in the big leagues. And for fans, it's a reminder that the next wave of NFL quarterbacks is already on the horizon. The Shedeur Sanders story is only just beginning, and if this practice was any indication, the NFL better be ready. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Shedeur Sanders could be the future for the Cleveland Browns? Or do you see another team making a move for him in the draft? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories in football. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.